So the karts are on the grid. Still a few moments away from the start. We'll try and have a look at some of the drivers who we expect to feature prominently for you. Can tell you it is an all-British front row of the grid. How ironic is that, given that it's 48 hours since the United Kingdom said, that's it, we're out of the EU. Two British drivers on the front row for the European Championship. Here in Portimao, a town which is, well, full of Englishmen, you could say, and English women. The reigning European champion, 102, is Ben Henley. He won this race last year. He starts on pole position. He missed the last round in Adria due to injury. He had a brilliant run in the pre-final. 31 years of age from Manchester in England. He's alongside his countryman, 104, Tom Joyner, the 2013 world champion for the Zanardi Kart team. He's a very intelligent driver too. You rarely see him involved in accidents of his own doing. Pedro Hilbrand, winner of the last round in Adria. And he had a great run in the pre-final, led for a section of it, before coming home to finish third ahead of this man, 25-year-old Karol Bash from Poland, the first ever Polish world champion. His second year with the Cosmic Racing Department. And he gave Cosmic their first ever world title at La Conca Muro Lecese World Circuit in September of last year. Marta Garcia Lopez, fastest qualifier yesterday, 2 heat wins. She got shuffled back in the pre-final after leading earlier on. She starts out of grid number 5, but significantly, she's on the inside, alongside the impressive young Russian, Alexander Smolyar. Alexander starts out of grid number 6. This is Logan Sargent, all the way from the USA. The Floridian is the reigning junior world champion. He starts out of grid number 7 alongside Lorenzo Travisanuto, who picked up the WSK Supermasters Series title just a month or two back as the beautiful grid girls leave the circuit here in Portugal. We say it every race. We thought they were stunning in Zuera. We thought they were amazingly beautiful in Adria. Wow, here in Portugal. Paavo Tontari, the Finnish driver. He's had a good run. He starts out of grid number 9 in the 119 CRG. There is Hannes Janka in the similar machine. The German on the outside of row 5. Marcus Armstrong, the flying Kiwi, who won the corresponding round last year when it was held in Kristianstad in Sweden in the 195 Tony Kart. Also racing in the KZ gearbox class. Had a quick trip home to NZ in recent weeks before returning for the last round of the DKM German Championships. There's Noemi Lell. The Swede was running third in the heats yesterday. Starts out of grid number 12. He's the nephew of the 1996 world champion, the very well-respected, very likeable Johnny Mislejevich. Only the third ever Swedish world champion, alongside Peter Rydell in 1988 and Tommy Nielsen back in 1968. The first of the locals, Andre Pitts, the Portuguese driver on the 7th row of the grid in the 118 CRG, starts alongside Felice Tiene, who had a massive crash in the opening heat yesterday. His first kart was destroyed. It was bent like a banana. The medical team had to cut his race suit off him. That is a new race suit he's got on today. The driver from Napoli starts on the outside of row number 7 as the field fire into life. We are getting ready for the big one, the original kart direct drive final here in Portugal. 20 laps, 30 kilometres, 32 of the best kart racing drivers in the world, and it's an all-British front row of the grid. Ben Henley out of pole alongside Tom Joyner, then Hilbrand and Karol Bash. Marta Garcia Lopez. She starts out at grid number 5 on the inside of Alexander Smoljar. Logan Sargent, Lorenzo Travisanuto, and the Finn, Pavel Tontari from Helsinki on the inside of row 5 alongside Hannes Janka, the German in the CRG. On the 6th row of the grid, Marcus Armstrong and Noah Milel, Andre Pitts, Felici Tiene, who we just saw on screen a moment ago. Taimur Kumansashi's had a good weekend, starts out at grid number 5, the driver from the Emirates, alongside Lapalainen, then it's Van Leven, Felix Arnold, Jean-Baptiste Minuer, and Jacopo Ganno. Out of grid number 21, we have Christian Lundgaard on the podium at the opening rounds, the reigning German junior champion, Ben Fiscal, David Brinkman, Thomas Motta, Al-Kubasi, Villanova, the Spaniard, Robin Sario, Clement Novalak from grid 28, Alexander Gadouin, and the Swiss driver, Lucas Legere, with a lot of work to do out of grid number 30 and rounding out the field. George the Fisherman, Jorge Pescadore from Valencia in Spain. He's had a rotten weekend. One of the front runners in KZ European Gearbox Karting has to come from the back of the grid from the Praga Kart team. Look out for Jorge to come charging through the field. This is the scene. The excitement is building. The tension is rising here in the sunshine of Portimao, Portugal. The crowd has built nicely here this afternoon as the field forms up behind the two Englishmen, Henley and Joyner, the reigning European champion, Henley, and the 2013 world champion. How classy, how stacked is this field? Watch out for Hiltbrand in 107, the CRG, to make a move early on. He wants to get to the lead and lead from the front if possible, if he can. Marta Garcia on the inside of row number 3. Henley leads the field up to the lights. Has he missed the start though? He's going to be side by side with Joyner. Hiltbrand's gone into second spot. Hiltbrand's gone into the lead. What a start by the Spaniard. Hiltbrand now leads. Oh, Bash has come together over the back of Tom Joyner. No, it was Henley in fact. Carol Bash, the world champion, has come together with Henley, who recovers for third spot. A great start by Logan Sargent, the American, is up into position number 4. Slides it down the inside ahead of Travisanuto, then it's Marta Garcia. What a start by Pedro Hiltbrand, and he's disappearing up the road. The first lap of 20 here in Portugal. 1:07, the last round winner for the CRG team, Pedro Hiltbrand. A brilliant start. Joyner makes an adjustment on the Perilla engine. He's back in second. Then it's Henley, Sargent. As they come up over the line for the first time. Garcia in 5th spot. Just tucked in behind Lorenzo Travisanuto has made a good start. Travisanuto trying the outside line on Sargent. Travisanuto trying the inside line and goes through on the American. Marta Garcia all over the back of Sargent as well. Can she go up the inside? Oh, she gives him a tap. Says, get on with it, Logan. The leaders are getting away. I want to win this one. I want to win it bad. You're holding me up. Travisanuto's in front of the both of them. Marta Garcia up the inside. Alexander Smoljar's getting involved in this. What a fight this is turning out to be. Hannes Janka, the German. He's made a brilliant start. He's into 7th, right behind this battle. Smoljar, Milel, Armstrong in 10th. He's picked up 1 spot. Travisanuto. Then it's Sargent. Marta Garcia, watch her. She qualified fastest. She's got tremendous speed. There is Noah Milel. It is not the cosmic kart of Carol Bash. Where is the reigning world champion? We're looking for him down through the field. He's down in 22nd spot. Surely his day is over. Carol Bash, after that incident on the opening few corners, coming together with Ben Henley. Yes, he has just hit the fastest lap, as you can see at the bottom left of your screen, but he's got to pass 21 karts if he's got any hope of winning here this afternoon. Joyner closes back onto the back of Pedro Hiltbrand. We said he wanted to lead early. We said he wanted to lead from the start. He did just that from the inside second row of the grid. Pedro Hiltbrand will lead them again across the line for the 3rd time. The Brits, Joyner and Henley. The inside rear of Hiltbrand CRG just lifts nicely. He's vulnerable though. Joyner's in the slipstream. Flat out through turn number 142 k's an hour. Watch Joyner down the inside. Tom Joyner leads it, puts Hiltbrand back to second. Nicely done by Tom. Ben Henley watches on. He's just hit the fastest lap. He's got the benefit of chasing the 2 leaders. Brilliant move down the inside by Tom Joyner. Nothing Hiltbrand could do. He knew it. As Joyner was passing him, he was already looking behind, saying, hey, I have to concede this. I just hope Ben Henley is too far back that he doesn't follow his countryman through. Indeed, he's not. The gap is about 4 or 5 kart lengths. Then we go back to Lorenzo Travisanuto. He's driving a brilliant race in 4th spot ahead of Marta Garcia Lopez. Let's see what the young girl from Valencia has got aboard that Perilla-powered Evo kart. There's Henley going through in the 102 Jules Bianchi kart. Travisanuto goes very wide. A big gap back to Marta Garcia though. Joyner. Hiltbrand though has recovered. Had the benefit of the slipstream that time round. Then we go back to Travisanuto. So the Spaniard sandwiched in between the 2 British drivers. Joyner first, Henley third. Hiltbrand, winner of the last round in sensational circumstances in Adria. He is second. It was cold and raining on that day a month ago. Very different conditions here this afternoon. In fact, they raced that final on the Vega wets. No chance of that here in Portimao. It's the Vega slicks all the way as Joyner leads them up the hill. Very gradual movements on the steering wheel. There is Henley once again in 3rd spot. And the Jules Bianchi number 17 tribute chassis from Mad Croc promotion team. Travisanuto, Garcia, Smolja. Armstrong now goes through. Nicely done by the Kiwi. He takes Logan Sargent. That puts Marcus up into 7th spot. In fact, he might even be 6th. I think Alexander Smolja, the Russian, also got caught out with that move by Marcus. It is very, very late in the evening. In fact, it's early Monday morning for those of us watching live on CIKFIA.tv. Your boy Marcus, he's dragging himself slowly into this battle. He is still stuck behind the Russian Smolja. So we go back to the leaders. Tom Joyner, professional racing driver with the Zanardi Kart racing team. Look at the kart buck over those bumps here in Portimao onto the straight. Hiltbrand is still too far back. There's Travisanuto for Ward Racing, the team out of Sweden. He's doing a superb job in position number 4. Here comes Marta. She's just set the fastest lap of the race. Can she put herself up onto the podium? The field come up into the turn 8 hairpin. Well, as with Adria, it's turning into a sedate affair, but wait until the final few laps as the sportsmanship warning flag comes out for the young German David Brinkman, who's stuck down there in 24th spot, just ahead of the French driver Alexander Gadouin, and behind Jacopo Guenno, the driver from the Emirates. Al-Kubasi just ahead of that battle, but behind Lucas Legere. Also, Henley, he's in the slipstream though. He's really close to the back of Hiltbrand. There goes Marta Garcia. She makes an adjustment on that Perilla engine. Watch out for Henley down the inside of turn number 2. It is now a British 1 and 2. If I'm not mistaken, these 2 drivers were on the top of the podium exactly 12 months ago. Is it turning into a carbon copy repeat? Well, let's see if Pedro Hiltbrand has anything to say about it. It's been pushed back to 3rd as Marta gets very close to the back of Lorenzo Travisanuto for 4th spot. They come up the hill. Hiltbrand, you can just hear the Vega tyres screeching, searching for grip. Garcia is getting very close to the back of Travisanuto. There she is. Still about 2 or 3 kart lengths back, but she's got to run as we take a look at the replay. Nicely done by the Englishman, the Mad Croc Jules Bianchi, number 17. You can see it on the back of his race suit. The tribute chassis to the former Marussia Grand Prix driver. Jules, of course, winner of the first WSK International Series back in 2005. And a nice tribute touch from the Mad Croc team, of which he was associated with for many years. The project overseen by Armando Fellini and the late Jules' father, Philippe. As we watch Marta Garcia, she had to think about it. She's very close to the back of the Ward racing driver, Lorenzo Travisanuto. An incident further back in the field, David Brinkman and Alexander Gadouin, they're out of this one. Watch Garcia down the inside. There she goes into fourth spot. Well, is this the start of a recovery? Alexander Smolyar, the other Ward racing driver, on the back of his teammate. There he is. So Travisanuto is fifth. We take a look at the replay. Nicely done at the end of the Vegas sweeper. Look at her left arm outstretched. She sits low in that cart as Smolyar also takes Travisanuto. Travisanuto, as he was being passed, looked behind him and said, no, no, no. I've lost 2 places in 2 laps. Less than, in fact. He was in fourth. He was tapping on the door of a podium. He's now back to 6th. Next in line is Pavel Tontari, Marcus Armstrong. Christian Lundgaard with a brilliant drive. The Dane. Oh, can he put himself up on the podium? He's come from grid number 21. Christian Lundgaard in the Ricardo kart is now in 9th. He's starting to chase down Marcus Armstrong, the flying Kiwi, who's 1 spot ahead of him in 8th. Petro Hiltbrand, the 107, too far back to get the advantage of a slipstream. Another adjustment on the carburetor. There's Christian Lundgaard just going through now. Right behind Marcus Armstrong, who's tucked in right on the tail of Pavel Tontari. The British drivers 1 and 2, the Spaniard Petro Hiltbrand. This is exactly half race distance. It is not over yet, folks. Not by a long shot. Joyner up into the turn 8 hairpin. Henley, smooth as you like. Hiltbrand led the opening 3 laps. He has been pushed back to 3rd, but he's not really losing too much time to the 2 Englishmen immediately in front of him. Let's see if he can drag himself a little bit closer to Henley to at least get the advantage of the slipstream. Onto the start-finish straight. 142 k's an hour. Marta Garcia has made short work of Smolyar, Travisanuto, Tontari, Armstrong, the Daniel Ricciardo kart of Christian Lundgaard into 9th, ahead of Hannes Janka. You just saw Bent Fiscal going through. We've lost a few drivers already. Unfortunately, Logan Sargent is out of this one. He is a retirement, as is the German driver Felix Arnold. Taimo Kumanshashi from the Emirates is out. Jorge Pescador's weekend has gone from bad to worse. The Spaniard is a retirement, along with Consta Lapalainen, Martin Van Leven, Jean-Baptiste Minoer, and Rafael Villanueva. So 8.5 laps to go for Tom Joyner. Deja vu in a sense, because it was almost this order 12 months ago. Garcia in 4th spot. She's getting ever so closer as Henley sets another fastest lap of the race. He's done a 56.284, immediately matched by Tom Joyner. The question is, can Garcia drag herself into this fight? There is still the podium, at least, to come. If she can just get one of these drivers in front of her. The gap is 0.8 of a second between Hiltbrand in 3rd and Garcia in 4th spot. Clement Novalak doing a nice job. The Swiss-born Brit has come from grid 28 to be knocking on the door of the top 10. Clement is in 11th, one behind the German Hannes Janka. It's been a faultless drive so far. Hiltbrand cannot bridge the gap. He cannot get close enough to be in the slipstream. Henley looks behind him. Hiltbrand's too far back. That gives him a little bit of breathing space as Travisanuto goes through to at least concentrate on attacking Joyner, who gets it very sideways going into turn number 2 and 3. You saw him correct the opposite lock. David Brinkman flashes by at the bottom of your screen. The German down in 23rd spot, not having a good weekend at all. So Hilbrand has dropped off quite a bit. It'll be interesting to see if this is how they finish. Will it be a gentlemanly race to the flag in the great English tradition, or will it be a dogfight? We've got 6.5 laps to go, the third round of the Euro Champs. The 2013 World Champion Tom Joyner and the reigning European Champion Ben Henley. Hilbrand still doggedly in third spot. Garcia in fourth. Smolja, the Russian. Travisanuto. Pavel Tontari, the Finnish driver, who must be sweltering in these conditions, as Karel Bash fights his way up through the field after coming together with the driver on the center of your screen now, Ben Henley, on turn at number 3 of the opening lap. Karel Bash dropped down to 22nd. The reigning world champion is still stuck down in 13th. So Englishmen running 1 and 2. Then the Spaniards, Hilbrand and Garcia Lopez, 3rd and 4th. 5 laps to go at the end of this one. Henley has dropped off Hilbrand. He's driving as hard as he possibly can. Down behind the steering wheel, trying to get the aero advantage. Marta Garcia makes an adjustment on that Perilla engine. Alexander Smolja, the Russians, doing a brilliant job in position number 5. The Ward Racing SMP team driver. Just ahead of Travisanuto, Marcus Armstrong. Having a great race in 7th. He is off the podium. Remember, he won in Kristianstad, the KF final last year. But he's back in 7th, ahead of Christian Lundgaard, who's got past Hannes Janka. Christian Lundgaard from grid number 21, absolutely flying. He is in 8th. Well, this race, regardless, is going to have a huge effect on the championship. Karel Bash led on 76 points going into this one from Logan Sargent. Bash is down in 13th. Sargent is out. Joyner, who leads the race, he was 3rd in the series. You would think he will come out of the Portimao round of the series in the lead. Lundgaard now on the tail of Marcus Armstrong. There he goes. They flash by at the bottom of your screen just ahead of Hannes Janka. There was Karel Bash. Milel also going through. 4 laps to go. The final. It's turning into a nail-biter. Ben Henley driving the wheels off this machine, trying to hunt down his countryman, Tom Joyner, who's driven a faultless race. Just let the Zanardi car drift into turn number 8. Leads them down the hill into the Vega sweeper, into the Lenzo kart curves. Here in the sunshine of Portugal, Henley is closing up on him, definitely. Marta Garcia Lopez, she's also starting to catch her countryman Pedro Hilbrand. An incident further back in the field with David Brinkman and Alexander Gadouin. Across the line with 3 laps to go. Hilbrand, he's on the podium, but he'll have to keep driving as hard as he possibly can because Marta is coming for him. There's Henley. He's closed the gap. It's 0.3 of a second. As with Adria, nothing happened for 17 laps, and then the race starts to come alive. I don't need to tell you the gap. You can see it on your screen. It's only about 2 or 3 kart lengths. Henley, he closes up into the turn 8 hairpin. He'll be in the slipstream as they come onto the straight. Tom Joyner, as smooth as you like, on the Vega rubber line. Down into the Vega sweeper appropriately enough. Can he get at least in the slipstream? Look at Henley lean into the corner. He's catching his countryman. Joyner a little bit wide in the Zanardi kart. He'll get a good run coming onto the straight, just kisses the ripple strip. Ben Henley, is he close enough to be in the slipstream? Almost, almost. Joyner, adjust the carburetor. Here comes Ben Henley with 2 laps to go. He's definitely going to get in the slipstream now as they touch 142 kilometres an hour here in Portugal. Hilbrand back in 3rd spot. Marta Garcia, she hasn't given up on the podium either. She's catching Pedro very, very quickly. 1.5 laps to go. The gap is down to 0.2 of a second. Henley took a 10th out of his countryman last time round. But is he close enough to make a move? He will be close enough to at least get the slipstream. It's now or never for the reigning European champion, Ben Henley. In the Jules Bianchi 17 Tribute chassis, look at him lean into the corner. He'll get a good run coming up the hill, a little bit tighter of a line. Joyner uses the ripple strip. Here comes Henley. It's Perillo Power versus TM. The last lap board comes out. Can he hang on? He's too far back. Joyner looks behind him. Ben Henley is coming though. It is England 1 and 2. But will it be Joyner or will it be Henley? Down under brakes. Look how nervous the Kart is. The right rear Vega skips off the ground. Marta Garcia is now all over the back of Hilbrand for the final podium position. Joyner, Henley, I think he's too far back. It's still 0.2 of a second. This is the real last passing opportunity. Henley's still definitely too far back. Joyner, he's not likely to make a mistake. Remember, he's the 2013 world champion. Ben Henley, the reigning European champion. He looks behind him. Henley can't do it. The gap is too much. He's slow out of these few corners. He's going to do it. The 2013 world champion rounds the final few corners. The checkered flag comes out. 48 hours after England leave the EU, it is Britain 1 and 2 here in Portugal. Unbelievable stuff here. Joyner has won. England 1 and 2. Hilbrand third. The final spot on the podium. He just holds off his countrywoman Marta Garcia Lopez by 0.27 of a second. A brilliant drive by Alexander Smoljar, fifth. Head of Travis Anuto. How about Christian Lungard from grid number 21? He came from the clouds in the Ricardo kart to finish in position number 7. One spot ahead of the Kiwi Marcus Armstrong. Hannes Janka and Clement Novalak rounding out the 10. Ben Henley, remember, started from pole position. Carol Bash, he would eventually finish way down the field in 11th spot. The opening laps of the race, Pedro Hilbrand, the Spaniard, with a brilliant start. Bash coming together with Henley on the opening few corners. Joyner up the inside of Hilbrand. It was a three-way fight before the two Englishmen pulled away. Hilbrand, that's done his championship a world of good as Marta Garcia Lopez fought her way back through the field, firstly past Travis Anuto and then Smoljar. The checkered flag, though, comes out. The Englishmen win here in Spain. It is a British 1 and 2. It is deja vu because it was England 1 and 2 exactly 12 months ago. Let's recap it for you. Congratulations, Tom Joyner, the Zanardi kart driver, has won from his countryman Ben Henley. Pedro Hilbrand, well, I suspect he might be well in contention for the championship after this one as we lead into the final round at Genk in Belgium on July 31. Hilbrand third, Marta Garcia Lopez fourth, England 1 and 2, Spain 3 and 4. Great drive by Alexander Smoljar. The Russian was fifth. Lorenzo Travisanuto sixth. Christian Lungard seventh, head of Marcus Armstrong, Hannes Janka, and a good drive by Clement Novalak from grid number 28. Fantastic drive, actually. Let's give him some credit. Grid number 28 to scrape into the top 10. What could have been for Carol Bash from the second row of the grid back to 22nd after the start. He clawed his way back to at least get some points in 11th spot. But the Union Jack, again, will fly high here in Portugal with Joyner and Henley 1 and 2. Look at that, Logan Sargent, 25th. He was second in the championship coming into this third round of the series. What has that done to his points? It's put a major size dent in it, to say the least. As with Bash, he was leading on 76 coming into this. Sargent was second on 68. Joyner, he was third on 61. I suspect we've got a new championship leader as we go into Genk, Belgium, the final round of the European Championships. How's the irony? We said it before. It's the European Championships. It's the British flag. It's the Union Jack that will fly high here in Portugal. 48 hours after 20-odd million Brits. Don't correct me on this. I'm not into the pedantics. A majority, 51% or whatever it was, did vote to leave. I'm not English. It doesn't affect me. Please don't email or Twitter. Nevertheless, the Brits have won here in Portugal as they did 1 year ago. Stay with us on CIKFIA.tv. We will have the official podium presentations from here live in Portugal in just a few moments' time. Tom Joyner, the top step of the podium for the 2013 World Champion, Ben Henley, the reigning Euro champ, and Pedro Hilbrand, third, here this afternoon. The podium presentations in just a few moments. So the final race here this afternoon, and it certainly did deliver. You can see at the back of the podium, 2 Union Jack flags, the European Championship, and the drivers finishing first and second, officially at least, are no longer European. So the national anthem of Great Britain will sound here at Portugal a little later on after the drivers make their way up. The wind has certainly picked up here. As we await the drivers to put on the Vega hat and make their way to the podium. Well, it's almost a replica of the race here 12 months ago. It was a British win here. It is again. The 2013 World Champion and the reigning European Champion. What a brilliant weekend it has been here in the sunshine of Portugal. We await the drivers to make their way up for the official podium presentations. Third place, of course, Petro again on the podium. He won in Adria. He'll be right in contention for the final in Genk, July 31 for all 4 classes. OK Junior, the class we've just seen, OK Senior, KZ2 and the KZ Gearbox classes. That will be absolutely sensational. Genk, July 31, the final round of the European Championships for 2016. We just await the drivers to come to the podium here. Britain 1 and 2, Spain 3 and 4. And some credit also to the Russian Alexander Smolyar. He drove a superb race. The SMP Racing Ward team driver coming home in position number 5. Unfortunately missing out on the podium, but bags a good amount of the points. We mentioned the European Championship final, Genk, July 31, and then, of course, the 2 big ones. September 4, the KZ World Championships at Kristianstad in Sweden. September 4 and November 19 for the OK World Championships and OK Junior in Bahrain. The drivers have made their way to the podium. And we will be underway with the presentation in just a moment. So let's get underway with the official podium presentations for OK Senior. Winner of the last round of the series in Adria. He led off the start with a brilliant start. The Team CRG driver from Spain. Let's hear it for Pedro Hilbrand. Second place from England, the reigning European champion, Ben Henley. The winner with the faultless drive for the Zanardi Kart team. Let's hear it for the 2013 world champion, Tom Joyner. And representing the winning team, Glenn Kayet. As we stand by for the national anthem of Great Britain. The podium, third place Pedro, second place Ben, and the winner Tom Joyner. To present the third place trophy, the clerk of the course here in Portimao, Luis Azevedo. Presenting the third place trophy to Pedro Hilbrand. Mr. Luis Santos, member of the Portuguese Motorsport Federation, FPAK, to present the second place trophy to Ben Henley. And the member of the CIK FIA Commission, Mr. Miroslav Chub, to present the winning trophy to Tom Joyner. And Mr. Paolo Pinheiro, CEO of Autòdromo Kartodromo Internacional do Algrave, to present the winning team trophy to Glenn Kayet. The girls step in to present the flowers. And we step in for a quick word with our three podium place getters. Pedro, fantastic start, and third, great for your championship.
Yeah, we have to see about the championship. I take some points. So we are thinking now on gang. Here we miss a little bit of speed, but let's think on gang that we're going to go work.
Congratulations, Pedro, third place today. Ben Henley, reigning European champion. First of all, second place on the podium here today. A great tribute to Jules.
Yeah, it's great to represent a brand with his name on it. So we just want to take that forward and be as proud as we can of being able to use his name and his colours and things. So it's great on that behalf. And then well done to Tom. You know, he did a great race and didn't make quite enough mistakes. I was catching, but not quite enough. And then, yeah, it's great for the team. We missed the first two races, so to be on the podium in the third one is good.
Congratulations, Ben. Tom, the irony, 48 hours ago, the Brits decided to leave the European Union. This is the European Championship. Britain 1 and 2. Congratulations. You've won here in Portugal. A fantastic win.
Yeah, no, I'm over the moon. I think we probably should have won another race already this year. But to finally come across the line first is such a good feeling. Ben pushed me all the way. Him again, like I said, in his last year. I think that proves we're some of the best drivers in this class. Now we've got to go to Genk. Let's not think about the championship. We sort of just go out and do the best we can and get the best results possible.
Tom, just quickly, it was a faultless drive, as Ben alluded to. You didn't actually make a single mistake the entire 20-odd laps.
I thought I made a couple, but no, it was difficult, especially with the wind changing all the time. It changed the carburation every other lap. I was constantly on the carburetor trying to get the best out of the engine, but no, it was probably the most difficult race I've had. Ben pushing me all the way was difficult as well. No, I'm just over the moon. And just want to say a big thank you to everyone at CRG. They've given us a warm welcome this year. And to everyone at IAMI, Mechanic Flavio, Dino, and for everyone who supported me even yesterday when times were a little bit more difficult.
Congratulations, Tom. Second place, Ben, and of course, third place, Pedro. From here, the championship moves to Gang, July 31, the European Championship final. On behalf of all the CIK FIA, we'll see you then for the final round of the European Championships.